We're good? All right. Hey, Scouts. If I could have all the Scouts out here, please. Facing the flag. How are you guys doing today? You were just louder than that. How are you guys doing today? There we go. What we're going to do is once the flag is up when we salute, I will turn to you, and I want you guys as loud as you can for the Pledge of Allegiance. So everybody, all the way the four corners and around, can hear you guys. All right? Color guard, attend, hunt. Commander, raise the colors. Present, form. Now please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms. Commander and Scouts, please place the wreath. Yep. Watch your step in, please. Hand salute. Present. Arm. Order, arms. Thank you guys, get ready. Let's have a great parade. Thank you guys. Come on, people, let's hear it for them.
There's the official start of the shindig.
Left, right, left. Your left, your left, your left, right, left. Left, 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 right, left. Your left, your left, your left,
American Legion Post 113 that sponsors this, and the Ladies Auxiliary. And one kid, and I know who he is. He's Karen Rice's grandson, Bryson.
We had the president of the day just went by. We have the student speakers coming up right now. And honored veterans. Well, that's kind of a cute little car. And next lineup is the Knights of Columbus. Very patriotic. All right, we've got the New York Penn Easy Company Military Vehicles Collectors Club. It looks like an old Jeep from one of the previous confrontations. We got lucky with the weather today. It's not horribly hot or cold. It's not raining. And here we have the Phoenix VFW Post 5540 Twirlettes. Pretty little outfits. And as usual, we have the Baldwinsville High School Marching Band. It's always a pleasure to have them. There's such talent. They are. They look so nice, so patriotic. Mayor Bruce Stebbins and Trustee Mike Shepard with his little grander, Lila. Nate Collins, we have a trustee over here walking. And then we have Baldwinsville Meals on Wheels, and along with the Senior Center. There's the Canton Woods Senior Center. And here we have some Town of Lysander officials. Jeff Kudarauskas, Bob Gerasi, Pete Moore, Kevin Rowe, the supervisor. And now we have Town of Van Buren. Got a very patriotic setup. It is a very nice float. Yes, it is. They're all there. They're all there. And now we have County Legislator Ken Bush.
Hey.
And we have County Legislator Kevin Meeker. He's playing some patriotic music. And the Female Charitable Society with an old car. I don't know what that is. Is that a Bel Air? 50-something Bel Air. That's a nice shape. This must be Dandelion from the Lions Club with a big lion on the back. And we've got the Baldwinsville Rotary. They're pushing the Seneca River Days, which are coming up very shortly. Seneca River Days are June 13th and 14th. That's right. They've got the duck here that's going to do the duck race.
Look, I'll trade you. There you go. Little Girl Scouts. Love the song. Love that song. You're a grand old flag. And we have Boy Scouts coming, but having a little lag in the action here.
They're bringing up the rear.
I think they just want to make an entrance, the Boy Scouts. This looks like some Cub Scouts. Here comes the Boy Scouts, Troop 80 from Baldwinsville. And this is new to me, girls in the Boy Scouts. And here comes Boy Scout Troop 114 from Baldwinsville. Looks like they got a nice little float. It's a neat old fire truck. Nope, sneaking ahead of them is Radisson Cub Scout PAC from also Baldwinsville. Bunch of little kids on future Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts on that float. Okay, this is Trail Life USA, New York. Troop 1012. Oh, they got a little mascot. Looks like sort of a Boston Bulldog. Oh, I bet we're getting a hold up here because they'll be doing ceremony on the river bridge. And behind them is the American Heritage Girls, New York, troop number 3125. Well, I think the leg of the action is they're doing the ceremony over on the river bridge. They have a wreath ceremony there, and they have the Master of Ceremonies, Gary Brown, speak, and the bagpiper at that ceremony is Shannon Kennedy.
Set. Off. Order! Hold!
The parade committee has on their program a very special thank you to the village of Baldwinsville, the town of Lysander, and the town of Van Buren, the American Legion Post 113, the U.S. Post Office in Baldwinsville, Baldwinsville PAC-B TV, that's us, the Baldwinsville Central School District, the Baldwinsville Community Band, David Malecki, Shannon Kennedy, The Messenger, our local newspaper, Sue and Pete Sanborn, the family of Corporal Kyle Schneider, Riverview and St. Mary's Cemetery Association, Sandy Baker, Sarah Baker, and John Hudson for being drivers. Paul Kolba, and last but not least, Patty Mullaney. And now we're moving again. And here comes a 1951 Plymouth in mint condition, owned and driven by Beeville's Mike Mazaway. That car's beautiful. That looks like it came off a showroom floor, doesn't it? Oh, City of Syracuse, Highland Pipe Band. Love the bagpipes. I can tell by their blow-up sharks. I'm no detective, but I bet this is the Beeville Shark Swim Club. Here's a Baldwinsville volunteer fire company, looking smart in their dress blues. There's an old truck, an engine 3, 1950 to 1980. I guess it was in service. Now nicely retired to parade duty. And that's from the Baldwinsville Fire Company. Now we have coming the Northwest Fire District. It's like a chief's car. And then we'll have a ladder truck coming, ladder 3. And here comes an engine, engine 11. Another piece of equipment from the Northwest Fire District. We don't know what that is. It's a TA4. A tanker truck is my guess. Here's another engine. Engine 21. That's spiffy looking. That looks pretty new. Here's the rescue pumper. This is the Infinity Dance Academy. That Jeep is wild. Come and get them. Now my little girls want stress balls. Plainville Fire District, Engine 3. Right up the road from us. Look at all those little leaguers. Evidently, we've got a pretty big program here in Baldwinsville. That's a bunch of good-looking baseball players, I'll tell you.
I know.
Warner's Memphis Fire District. Ladder truck. Nice and patriotic, red, white, and blue. We stand and fight together with an eagle on the side. There's a truck from McGuire Chevrolet. They have a nice skin on it. Memorial Day, honor and remember. That's nice. Team Andrello Martial Arts. That's right up on the old Smith's Plaza on Smoky Hollow Road. Love these guys and gals. The Island Band, they are great. They're full of energy and fun. I see Warren Abbott driving a pretty darn old tractor. And a big float with probably some employees and family. And a cannon. Sullivan's Mixed Martial Arts. Dylan Sullivan runs that. Quite a big group of martial artists there.
And next up we have the Plainville Christian Church. Oh, look at the dog. You can, I know, he's got his eye on something there. It's a pretty dog. Oh, there's my neighbors. And now we have a U.S. Army Jeep here, an old one. Well, it's a another veteran in an older Jeep here, and then we have, what do we have?
JTP! How we doing, Baldwinsville?
Is that the Redemption? They have a little band on the back of that. And we have a classic tractor here. Joe Cruss. Has an old farm all. I'd say it's probably in the 40s. Nice, very nice shape. And here we have a new entrant this year, FX Caprera. They've got a nice float. I know, that's my next car and my next life. That's a pretty car. We still have, we have another vehicle, a racing vehicle from FX Caprera. I know, now we have a loud honk by the Belgium Cold Springs Fire Department. Truck 2. I know. I know. It's very pretty. It looks brand new, doesn't it? It's very nice. It's a big one. Yeah, it is. I wonder how high those ladders go. And next in the lineup, we have Turpinning Trucking Company. Another big truck. I also like to thank North Country Florists for, they had some of the carnations in one of the wreaths provided by them. Oh, we have a beautiful horse here from Chris Wilmer Horses. Beautiful horse. All patriotic. And then we have some more military style vehicles coming up here. That's definitely an old vehicle. The truck that just went by, we're estimating it's from the 40s. It's a very old truck. And we have another truck here. It looks like some sort of a military vehicle, heavy duty. And yet another one, a big Mack truck. Followed by the Greater Baldwinsville Ambulance Corps. That's right. That's right. Oh, how could I forget? Our parents are life members. Yes, they were. They were when it started up many, many years ago with Ralph Gates, the funeral director. They had a hearse for their first ambulance. And then we've got an old, what kind of car is that? A Mustang. That's in very good condition. Oh, and then we have Trustee Rusico. The Freightliner and the 5-ton and the Mack it was Luke Wenzel, Dave Hines, and Ben Rotella. I think that's for getting in hard areas, you know, if they've got...
Well, I recognize the driver as Bob Sweet.
Bob Sweet is the driver for the GBAC in this cute little four-wheeler. And then we have the Baldwinsville Police, and I think we have the end of the parade. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy watching. God bless America.
Attention. Present arms. Order! Halt! We are honored to raise the memorial flag in honor of Corporal Kyle Snyder, United States Marine Corps. Will you please uncover and join me in the opening prayer? Father of all of us, in the depth of our silent reverence, we realize the truth of inspired words. I am the resurrection and the life. He that believe in me, though he were dead, yet he shall live. As comrade after comrade departs, we must march on with our ranks growing thinner. Help us to faithfully unto thee and to one another. Look in mercy on the widows and children of our departed comrades. We beseech thee, thine own tenderness, console, and confront those who are bereaved. We ask thee to grant thy blessings upon all who gather here today, to remember the sacrifices of our gallant Americans. Heavenly Father, through thy favor, may we meet at last before thy throne in heaven. We praise thee in thy great name forever. Amen. Will you please now join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Present. Arm. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our national anthem. You may be seated. The Honorable Bruce Stebbins, Mayor of the Baldwinsville, will give the welcome address. Mayor?
Thank you. On the behalf of the Village of Baldwinsville, I want to welcome all of you who may be new or former residents of Baldwinsville, the area of Baldwinsville. On this, the most solemn of all holidays that we celebrate in America, where we remember and honor the people, the men and the women who lost their lives defending this country, defending the freedoms that we enjoy today. I did notice that, wanted to point out, when we pledged to the flag, there was a key word in there, indivisible. Many times people look at news and stuff and they feel that our country is divided today. But a key factor is that it's indivisible. That's what those people gave their lives for, is this union. Beyond that, I just want to say welcome. And please give your attention to the speakers tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please join me in our welcoming our distinguished guest, the 2025 President of the Day and guest speaker, Jay Adsit. Memorial Day Parade Grand Marshal. His family is here today. Don cannot make it. Mr. Magnolia is not here. Onondaga County Legislator, 1st District, Brian May. I know Brian's in the back. Onondaga County Legislator, 2nd District, Kevin Meeker. Onondaga County Legislator, 13th District, Mr. Ken Bush. Village of Baldwinsville Mayor, Bruce Stebbins. Village Trustees, Ruth Succo, Nate Collins, Mike Shepard. Right here. Village of Baldwinsville Police Chief, Mike Laffenchek. Where's Mike, at the end of the parade? No, where's Lockwood?
I think he's still out working.
He's still. Police Lieutenant Mike Lockwood is still working. He's also on our Memorial Day committee. So, Town of Lysander Town Supervisor Kevin Rode. Town of Lysander Councilors Peter Moore, Jeffrey and Robert Gerasi. Town of Van Buren Supervisor Wendy Vanderwater. Town of Van Buren Councilors Michael Burke, Roger Hand, Jennifer Sullivan, Robert Glover. Lysander and Van Buren Outreach Coordinator Jim Reynolds. American Legion Post 113 Commander Mac McCarthy. And American Legion Post 113 Ladies Auxiliary President Bonnie Garrison. The 2024 Baldwinsville Volunteer Center Volunteer of the Year, Barbara Wingard, was unable to attend tonight. We do have our C.W. Baker guest speakers, Abigail Roth, Nora Budzik, and Anna Turton. We have Piper Shannon Kennedy in the background. We have our trumpeter, Dave Malecki. And we have American Legion Post 113 firing detail. Thank you, gentlemen. We will now have the placement of the wreaths. The flag will be the village, the mayor, commanders, escort.
Commander, will you escort our guest speaker to the honor roll? Colonel Adsit. Commander, will you now escort Police Chief to the Gar Monument? And for those of you that do not know, we are missing our guard upon that monument. That is the same one that is Gettysburg, and we do have some incredible people that are working in this village to get that restored and back to what it should be. Will you please join us in the singing of the first verse of America the Beautiful? We will now hear the Armed Forces Salute performed by the members of the Baldwinsville Community Band. When you hear your branch, stand up loud and sound off.
One, two, 1, 2.
Thank you. In the spirit of honoring service after service, the Baldwinsville Memorial Day Parade Committee has named Don Collette as Grand Marshal for the 2025 Memorial Day Parade. Don graduated from Baldwinsville High School in 1970 and immediately joined the United States Marine Corps, completing boot camp at Camp Lejeune on Parris Island. Because he finished fourth in boot camp, Don was recommended for Marine Corps Reconnaissance Unit. The Marine Recon is an elite, selective, highly trained, distinguished group within the Corps. Following his training, Don was sent to Cuba for recon work. In 1972, Don came home to attend his brother's funeral and was returned to Camp Lejeune, where he began training new recruits and recertifying soldiers in various areas, including water survival and hand-to-hand combat. He was discharged from the service in 1976, moved to Liverpool in New York, and began attending CCBI College under the GI Bill. While living in Liverpool, Don joined the Salve Fire Department, where he served 6 years before transferring to Moyers Corner. During his time in Moyers Corners, Don was trained as a medic and finally remembers the 3 occasions when he delivered a baby. He served with that fire department for 7 years before moving to Baldwinsville, again joining the fire department. During his time here, Don was additionally certified water rescue. He served in that fire department until 2014. In terms of employment, Don retired after 26 years of working in local school districts. First at Liverpool Central School District Transportation Department as a mechanic. He then moved to Baldwinsville Central Schools Transportation as head mechanic, and ended his career in West Hill School District as transportation director. Don has been a member of the Baldwinsville American Legion Post for 16 years, where he served as post commander for 10 years. He has been an active member in the Onondaga County American Legion, previously serving as the organization's vice commander. For years, Don also has been involved in the Kyle Snyder Foundation, coordinated the flag placement on veterans' graves in local cemeteries for the past 12 years, and a member of the Baldwinsville Memorial Day Parade Committee. In addition, for the past 10 years, Don has organized, orchestrated, and implemented the Village Flag Program, where American flags are hung throughout the village to honor sponsored veterans. When not volunteering, Don enjoys spending time with his wife of 36 years, Barb, and his family, son Brett, daughter Leah, stepdaughters Lori, Kelly, and Jamie, and his 4th grandchildren, Nicholas, Nathan, Marcus, and Avery. Will you come forward, please? At first, Don did not want to do this, so we thought maybe he did have surgery just to avoid this. From the Baldwinsville Memorial Day Committee, in appreciation to the Grand Marshal Don Collette for his participation in the Greater Baldwinsville Memorial Day observances, May 30, 2025.
Thank you.
I do apologize for the roughness. The pollen monster has got me. The Baldwinsville Memorial Day Parade Committee is very honored to introduce Jay Atzett as our speaker, President of the Day, 2025 Memorial Day. Jay was born and raised in Baldwinsville, graduating high school in 1968, following a high school career where he lettered in 2 varsity sports, led the Presbyterian Youth Fellowship, was president of 4-H Club, and earned the Chevalier degree in Order of the Mole. He then went on to attend Syracuse University on an AFR OTC scholarship. While attending SU, Jay was the commander of the AAF ROTC Corps of Cadets, the fall of 71, commander of Joint Army Air Force Cadet Corps, spring of 72, and earned 3 varsity letters in the NCAA Division I men's gymnastics, team captain, and named the 1972 SU Gymnastics of the Year, and became a Mason. Upon graduating in May of 72 with a BS in aerospace engineering, Jay was commissioned as an Air Force second lieutenant. Following his commission, Jay had a distinguished career as an Air Force and field communications. He served on active duty for 30 years from 1972 to 2002, and from 1992 to 2002 as a colonel. He has served a unit commander 5 times, units ranging from a 30-person detachment to a 900-persons communication group. In addition to unit commander, Jay has held numerous other positions, including Chief of Maintenance, Quality Control Chief, Aide to the General, Executive Officer to the Deputy Chief of Staff of Logistics, Acquisitions Officer Research, Development and Acquisition of Space Systems and Command, Control, Communications at the Pentagon, Headquarters, United States Air Force, Programmer and Budget Builder for Airborne C3 at the Pentagon, Action Officer for C3 issues in the Air Force Corporate Structure, Pentagon, National Military Command Center Communications Officer, supporting Desert Storm, Contingency Support Division Chief, the Pentagon, Doctorate of Command Control Communications and Computer Systems, Joint Task Force Southeast Asia Director of C4, U.S. Strategic Command Deputy Director, C4, Satellite Communications Division Chief at the U.S. Space Command, Vice Commander, then Commander of Air Force Communications Agency. In addition to completing his duties, Jay earned a master's degree in management and human resources from Webster University in 1979 and was a distinguished graduate of the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps in 1990, was a distinguished graduate of Industrial College of Armed Forces, a military institution tasked with preparing select individuals for senior national security leadership positions. Jay's duty has been recognized with many medals, including the Defense Superior Service Medal 3 times, the Legion of Merit Meritorious Service Medal 8 times, Joint Service Commendation Medal, Air Force Commendation Medal, Joint Service Achievement Medal, National Defense Service Medal, with 2 Bronze Stars, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, Southeast Asia Service Medal with Bronze Service Star, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Medal for Humanitarian Service. Additionally, Jay has authorized the Command Badge, Missile Support, Joint Chiefs of Staff Identification, Headquarters, United States Air Force Identification, and Communications Electronic Maintenance Master Badges and Parachute Wings. He is a military parachute, jump master, an expert marksman with rifle and pistol. Throughout his military career, Jay has moved 18 times, moved 12 times with the family, lived in 3 countries and 10 states, and performed duty in 20 countries and 38 states. After retiring from active duty, Jay became an expert consultant in organizational change at the Department of Defense contractor, then joined the U.S. Transportation Command as a civilian employee, working Chief Information Officer, policies, and until retiring in 2015 to spend more time with his family. Jay has spent a total of 43 years working to support our nation's security. After retiring, Jay helped establish the nonprofit Air Force Cyberspace and Communications Heritage Center Association, developed to help preserve the heritage of the cyberspace communication field. He has also served as past chairman of its nonprofit Air Force Cyberspace and Air Traffic Control Association. In his free time, Jay has enjoyed spending time with his wife of 46 years, Shelley, and their fur baby, Pippa. He concludes he's an avid reader, athlete, still enjoying daily weightlifting and long bike rides. May I introduce to you Colonel Asset. Thank you, sir.
After an introduction like that, my mom would say, "Wow, what a guy." And my dad would poke my mom in the ribs and they say, "Who was that guy?" So, to the family of the Grand Marshal, good evening, distinguished leaders, veterans, people of Baldwinsville, and this great community. Thank you for your warm invitation to speak at this Memorial Day remembrance. I am proof. You can take the man out of Baldwinsville, but you can't take Baldwinsville out of the man. I grew up in a little white house on a hill near the turn that takes one to the Beaver Lake Nature Center. I graduated Baker High School in '68. Some of my classmates are still here, but in review, there are others from Baldwinsville, class of '60, class of '66, I'm '68, '71, '73 couldn't make it, but '75 is here, and the class of 1986 is also represented along with husbands, wives, and other family members. Some still wonder how I graduated from Syracuse University following, as I did, the study habits of my roommate, Jim Goulet, and my friend since 1960. He couldn't be here today. We were out prioritized by the 8th grade graduation of a grandchild in Washington, D.C. But it's worth noting, he made this speech. Memorial Day to our country grew from a tradition started shortly after the Civil War. People honored the Civil War fallen by decorating the graves with flowers to remember them. Later, we'll hear General Logan's order read by a Baker High School scholar, Abigail Roth, which established for us a formal day of remembrance. Today is a day of reflection, of remembrance, of honoring nearly 1.2 million service members who died fighting for our country's independence and then keeping our country free. 2 years ago, at this ceremony, we heard from Lori and Rick Schneider, who lost their son, United States Marine Corps Corporal Kyle Schneider, in Afghanistan on the last day of June of 2011. Kyle graduated from high school with us, Baker, in 2006. I can imagine nothing more difficult than getting up each morning and looking at an empty kitchen table place where their son grew up. Please remember Kyle and his family more than when you just go to the post office and see his name. He rests at Arlington, Virginia. We remember. Today we say thank you to the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, who gave their last full measure of devotion to our country. We remember those heroes who courageously gave their lives for something much bigger than themselves. Through their sacrifice, we live free. If our fallen could tell us what they wish for, I believe they would tell us, take care of my family, take care of our country, and lastly, to always remember them. That is why I'm here today. In 1968, I turned 18. I went to the post office and registered for the draft. We had a skirmish going on at the time in a country a half a world away called Vietnam. Today, we remember these men from Baldwinsville. Specialist 4th Class Gary Schuler, United States Army, was born on July 27, 1945. He arrived in Vietnam on July 15, 1966, was assigned to Bravo Company, 1st Battalion, 5th Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division. He was killed on March 31, 1967, about 1,000 meters south of the Cambodian border. He was 21 years old. His mother, Gertrude, lived in Syracuse when he died. Specialist 4th Class Gary Schuler rests in Oakwood Cemetery in Syracuse. Army First Lieutenant Carl Perry was born in Dayton, Ohio on October 15, 1946. He graduated from Ithaca High School in 1964, but he called Baldwinsville his home. In 1965, he enlisted in the Army. He was commissioned a second lieutenant on March 15, 1967. Carl attended parachutist training and was assigned to the 101st Airborne Division. You guys know it as the Screaming Eagles, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. On October 3, 1967, he was reassigned to the 1st Division in South Vietnam as an airborne infantry unit commander. He was killed in action April 2, 1968. His parents and sister survived him. He rests in Arlington Cemetery. Private First Class William F. Kranz Jr. was born on October 15, 1946. And if you've paid attention, he and Lieutenant Perry were born on the same day. He enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps on July 30, 1965. He arrived in Vietnam in 1966 and was assigned to Company F, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division, as a rifleman. Private First Class Krantz died on January 26, 1967. He was one of 19 Marines who died that day as part of Operation Tuscaloosa. He rests in Green Lawn Memorial Park in Warners. Corporal Lucius Higginbotham, United States Army, was born July 5, 1949 in Newport, Vermont. He spent some time in Baldwinsville. He enlisted in the Army, completed training, and went to war. He died on May 1st, 1969. Corporal Huguenin rests in St. Mary's Cemetery in his hometown of Newport, Vermont. Sergeant First Class Carl Torello was born in Syracuse on September 21st, 1927. He was raised and educated in Baldwinsville. He began his service in World War II. He also participated in the Korean War. He was an Army parachutist, a Green Beret, Special Forces, and a radio operator. He returned from his first Vietnam tour in February 1964. 1 year later, he arrived in Vietnam on February 9, 1965, to begin his second tour. On the day after Christmas, 1965, he, Major John Arndt, and a government civilian, Tony Sestaro, were traveling by Jeep to a village to talk to officials. Before it got to the village, the Jeep hit what today we call an improvised explosive device. Tony Sestaro survived. Major Arndt and Sergeant First Class Torello did not. In 2 more months, Sergeant First Class Torello would have been eligible for retirement. He had 4 children. His youngest child, Lisa, was 5 when she lost her father. She graduated from Baker High School, class of '78. 2 months after graduating, She enlisted in the Army and did quite well. The day she was told she had been selected for promotion to Sergeant First Class, that was her father's grade, she took a short break. In the restroom, she looked in the mirror. She saw her reflection and that of her dad. She told him, "We did it," and paused to remember him. Lisa Torello served 31 years, retired from the Army in 2020 as a Sergeant Major, the Army's highest enlisted grade. Sergeant First Class Carl Torello rests with his parents and his son in Jacksonville Community Cemetery, northwest of Baldwinsville, off Fenner Road. I intended to ask the spirits of these next 5 to join us, but perhaps it's more appropriate that we join them in reflection. They rest here in Riverview. Private First Class James A. Seawright, United States Marine Corps, born in May of 16th, 1944. He was the son of Mr. and Mrs. Charles Seawright and grew up on Brooks Place in Baldwinsville. He was a 1964 graduate of Baker High School and worked at Suddy's Red and White store before he enlisted in the Marine Corps in February 1966. He arrived in Vietnam in August 1966 and was stationed in July as an anti-tank assaultman. He was assigned to Charlie Company, 1st Marine Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division during Operation Tippecanoe. His unit was engaged in a firefight with the enemy. Private First Class James Seawright was killed in action March 13th, 1967. He was 22 years old. He rests with his parents here. Private First Class Thomas R. Walsh, United States Marine Corps, was born July 8, 1946, to James and Vera Walsh. He grew up on Seneca Street. He enlisted in the Marine Corps on July 28, 1965. In Vietnam, he served as a Marine rifleman in the headquarters and service company, 1st Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. At the start of Operation Buffalo, he was in a defensive position when his unit was hit with incoming North Vietnamese artillery. Private First Class Thomas Walsh died on July 7, 1967. The next day, he would have turned 21. He rests 6 paces from Private First Class James Seawright. His Gold Star brother, Richard, still lives in Baldwinsville. Army Specialist 4th Class Bernard, but he went by his middle name, Derek Johnson, was born March 15, 1946. He served as a military policeman. He arrived in Vietnam on 8th of November, 1967, and was assigned to Charlie Company, 720th Military Police Battalion, 89th Military Police Group. He died on Christmas Day, 1967. He was survived by his wife, Marcia. Specialist 4th Class Derek Johnson rests here at Riverview. Marine First Lieutenant Douglas A. Page was born April 2nd, 1946. He graduated from Baker High School, class of 64, but not before earning varsity letters in cross country, 2 in varsity basketball, and twice lettered in varsity baseball. He attended Lemoyne College, then became a Marine Field Artillery Officer and Forward Observer. He arrived in Vietnam the 1st of June, 1968, was assigned to the Foxtrot Battery, 2nd Battalion, 12th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. Lieutenant Douglas Page died on September 26, 1968, in Quan Tri Providence, at age 22. He rests here with his parents and his brother. Private First Class Robert R. Catherman, a United States Marine Corps rifleman, son of Mr. and Mrs. C. Raymond Catherman, was born February 17, 1948. He graduated from Baker High School. He enlisted in the Marine Corps, went through training, and arrived in Vietnam on December 14, 1968. He was assigned to Charlie Company, 1st Marine Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division. Private First Class Robert Catherman died in a night firefight with the enemy on 7th of June, 1969, at age 21. He rests here with his parents. We remember. Later today, we will hear the bugle call known as taps. It can be heard on each base, post, camper station, signifying the end of the day and the beginning of quiet hours. We will hear it later on in the ceremony. It has 24 notes. Some have put words to those notes. Before I read those words, try to imagine this coming not at the end of a day, but at the end of a life. Day is done. Gone the sun. From the hills, from the river, from the sky, all is well. Safely rest. God is nigh. Every service member has a memory of when he or she first heard taps for a fallen teammate, a brother or sister, and yet they will not hear it the last time it sounds for them. May each one of us take inspiration this Memorial Day from the patriotism of the brave soldiers, sailors and Marines, airmen and guardians, and Coast Guardsmen who died for our country. May what we do and how we live be worthy of their sacrifices. We remember. General George Patton, the famous World War II tank commander, gave us good advice about our fallen. He said, "It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men and women who died. Rather, we should thank God that they lived." In the end, we will not remember the words of our adversary, but the silence of our friends. To our fallen, we remember you, we salute you, we honor you today. May God bless our fallen. May they rest in peace. May God bless our service members, past and present. May He give them courage when they need it, strength when they need it, hope when they need it, and faith always. May God bless our United States of America. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere yet. From the Baldwinsville Memorial Day Committee, in appreciation to the President of the Day and guest speaker, Colonel J. Assett, for his participation in the Greater Baldwinsville Memorial Day observance, May 30th, 2025. We are going to have a slight detour from tonight's program. We've been informed a heavy rain cell is on its way. So what we are going to do, and I've asked our C.W. Baker students if they would be able to come to the American Legion. Our meeting is the first Thursday, so they could read Logan's orders, the Gettysburg Address, and Flanders Field. So we don't want anybody having a problem. What we will do at this point is do a benediction, and we will have Amazing Grace. We will do our firing detail of honor. Please uncover. Please join me in the closing prayer. Heavenly Father, bless our country with freedom, peace, and righteousness. We thank you for this blessed and beautiful land. Help us renew our loyalty to this great country. We ask your blessing upon our MIAs, POWs, KIAs, and the fallen heroes of all wars, especially the men and women of the armed forces who serve and continue to serve in Afghanistan, and those who are currently serving around the world, both at home and abroad. We pray for those who have been called to thy bosom, that whatever justice they have been denied in this life has been granted to them 100-fold. We thank you for sparing the lives of our veterans here today with us. We ask you to bless those that continue to care for our comrades through their service with the veterans of foreign wars in the American Legion, comrades in the silent land beyond, wherever your moral remains may rest. These solemn services we hold in tribute to you. Amen. Present. Horse.
Aim. Fire. Ready? Aim. Fire. Ready? Aim. Fire. Present. Fire. Port. Port.
Order. Horse.
Right shoulder. Port. Left. Face. Forward. Port.
This concludes our Memorial Day observance. We thank you for attending and being here. And remember the words when you pass a veteran's stone and you see that plaque. Say their name out loud. We are the ones that shall always and have the duty to say their name and never let them be forgotten. God bless this nation. God bless Baldwinsville. Thank you.